Live from WFSB, Connecticut's first choice for news. This is Channel 3 Eyewitness News at 5.
First tonight on Eyewitness News at 5, if you have ground beef patties in your fridge or freezer, you better take a close look. Shaw's is recalling more than 800 pounds sold in its stores. You're getting ready to have some dinner tonight? If you've gone to the grocery store the last week or so, you might have some of this contaminated beef patties in your fridge or freezer.
Now, it was sold at stores in Connecticut and 5 other states in New England. With more on this developing consumer alert, let's go right to Channel 3's Dennis House in our Rocky Hill studios. Dennis?
Well, Denise and Al, this beef is being recalled because of concerns of E. coli contamination. It has been pulled from store shelves in Connecticut, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Rhode Island, and Vermont. The 85% lean ground beef patties were sold under the Shaw's label, and they would have been purchased by customers between 7 and 11 o'clock yesterday morning. The beef has been pulled from store shelves. If you think you bought this beef, here's what you need to look for. All of this is going to be on our website if you don't have the chance to write it all down. The beef patties were sold in 1-pound trays. The trays carry USDA inspection stamp with the number 492. They'll carry a timestamp that says 1705 or 1725. They'll also have a date code of 243. Again, all of this beef would have been sold yesterday in Shaw's stores. Anyone who bought it can return it to the Shaw's store for a full refund or exchange. All the information on this recall is on our website. Just go to WFSB.com and click on recalls. I'm Dennis House, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
All right, Dennis, now a rescue at a reservoir. A firefighter and a fisherman made a daring rescue after a car plunged into a river. Pinpoint News Tracker takes you where all this unfolded this afternoon in Colebrook. A woman was saved. Channel 3 Eyewitness News is everywhere. Channel 3's Eric Parker spoke with the rescuer to hear how this all happened.
Volunteer firefighter Bob Bull heard the call for a car into the Colebrook River and rushed to the boat ramp.
I'm familiar with the area. I love canoeing here, so I knew it wasn't that deep. I could walk out to it easily enough, and I did.
Bull found this car sitting about 2/3 underwater with a woman sitting in the driver's seat. He immediately plunged in.
Got her to sit up a wee bit, got the belt off her. I said, give me your hand, put your arm around me, get out of the car.
The car came to a rest just off that sandbar. It was probably good luck for the woman inside that the water is lower this time of year. That kept the car from being completely submerged. A fisherman with a boat came to help as well. The woman was loaded inside and brought to safety. Her car was pulled out later. Bull chose to look on the bright side.
The water temperature is very nice. It's a beautiful day. The car's been retrieved. Probably not salvageable with all the electronics, we're told, but could have been a lot worse. And hope she has a better day tomorrow.
And thanks to her rescuers, police say the woman is expected to recover. In Colebrook, Eric Parker, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
2 members of a Connecticut family poisoned by anthrax. Tonight, the street on which they live has been closed indefinitely. Pinpoint News Tracker takes you to the Danbury neighborhood where this intense investigation has continued for 2 days now. Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Leon Collins live with the mobile newsroom at the scene. Leon.
Well, Al, if you and the viewers at home take a look behind me, you can see that there is still quite an operation going on here on Route 37 in Danbury. The common objective for several different agencies is to locate, contain, and remove the anthrax. Today, a SWAT team of emergency response health officials continued to test carefully in and around the Danbury home at 69 Payden Road, where an African drum maker contracted cutaneous anthrax. Workers wearing self-contained breathing apparatus and sealed up in biological suits took samples for testing to determine the extent of contamination of the potentially deadly anthrax spores. Yesterday, testing focused on the barn where Ase Amenra Kariamu actually made the drums that were covered with animal skins.
In the barn, they found many positive samples. That's not a surprise. That just kind of confirms that the skins do have anthrax.
However, today, federal, state, and local officials concentrated on the home where Kariamu lived, just yards away from his workshop. Yesterday, state health officials reported that the drum maker and 1 other member of his family became infected with anthrax. Doctors tested skin lesions from the victims, lesions similar to the one you see pictured here, and confirmed that Kariamu and 1 other victim had non-communicable cutaneous anthrax caused by this kind of microscopic bacteria. Any idea at this point how long people in the house making drums have been exposed to anthrax spores?
We think the source is a set of hides that was gotten in end of June, early July, and that was being worked on at the time anthrax began to. At the time, the two people got anthrax.
We are back here live at the scene, and what you are looking at right now are you see some of the workers back there in the white protective suits. And just to give you an idea of what's going on, those workers aren't even the ones that went inside the home. Those are the workers whose job it is to decontaminate the workers in the green suits who actually go into places like the barn and the house where the anthrax spores have been detected. Dr. Hadler added that one of the reasons the victims here might not have contracted inhalation anthrax, a far more serious illness, is because the workers here wore masks as they worked on hides they used for drums. The doctor added that no one in this country has ever contracted any form of anthrax just from handling or playing an African drum. Coming up at 6. We hear from people who want to know why Route 37, Peyton Aram Road, this particular section, why it's been closed indefinitely. Reporting live with the mobile newsroom in Danbury, Leon Collins, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Leon. A macabre mystery in New Britain. Did a serial killer murder 3 women and dump their bodies behind a shopping plaza? Police say maybe. Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Len Besthoff is live with the mobile newsroom with the latest now on the police investigation. Len?
Well, Denise, police wrapped up their digging here on this 30-acre piece of state-owned land behind a shopping plaza right near West Farms and Route 9 just yesterday. Eyewitness News photographer John Roach brings you a close-up look at the scene where investigators have now found 3 sets of bones. Evidence markers show where police discovered the remains. What is believed to be the final set was unearthed last week.
I believe it could have been a serial killing.
It's a good chance that they are related, that they were dumped there by the same person or persons. Then again, there's a chance that they're just unrelated incidents from different time frames.
Police believe the latest set of remains belonged to a woman between 40 and 60 years old. Neither she nor the 2 younger women, all found in close proximity to one another, had any obvious signs of trauma.
When it happens in your own backyard, yeah, I'm getting very scared now.
Even though police are saying, you know, these bodies have been back here anywhere from 4 to 15 years?
It's still scary because you don't know what's going to happen next.
Police say if they can identify any of these 3 sets of remains through DNA or dental records, it could take several weeks. Now, coming up at 6, we'll tell you about how this is not the first time investigators have been called back here for a gruesome discovery. With the mobile newsroom in New Britain, Len Besthoff, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Now, debating DeLuca, a bipartisan Senate committee today met once again to discuss the fate of State Senator Louis DeLuca. They're deciding whether he should be expelled from the Capitol building, from his seat in the Senate, after he pleaded guilty to a criminal charge. Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Susan Raff live with the mobile newsroom in Hartford, and she has the update. Susan?
Al, this bipartisan committee is now looking at dozens of documents that they requested. And one of the things that they're looking into is the FBI case against Senator Lou DeLuca. However, it became very clear today that some information that they want, they may not just get. In the meantime, what's going on here at the state capitol has never been done before, and lawmakers say they want to make sure they're very careful. When Senator Lou DeLuca admitted in court he wanted to hire someone to threaten his granddaughter's husband, this was really just the beginning. Now lawmakers, Republican and Democrat, are joining together to decide whether the senator should be punished or even thrown out of office.
We would have to have very concrete, I would think, concrete evidence and justification and rationale for that type of a recommendation.
Bipartisan committee members are collecting information on the senator's arrest and conviction to see what type of a relationship DeLuca had with indicted trash hauler James Galante. This committee may have some trouble getting certain information.
Well, some of them will be missing, obviously. I think we'll have trouble getting the FBI data. I think there'll be some things that we won't be able to get, and that's going to make it harder.
The committee has 45 days to make their recommendation, and after that it must go to the full Senate for their approval. Now, if everything goes well, we are told that Senator Lou DeLuca will not have to testify here. However, if this group decides that he should be expelled from the Senate, Senator DeLuca will be the only person who will be able to come here in person and testify. But that is not expected until the recommendation is made. For now, we're live at the mobile newsroom at the Capitol. Susan Raff, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
The outgoing U.S. Attorney General Alberto Gonzales will be making a stop in Connecticut tonight. He'll be at the Coast Guard Academy in New London to give a speech on the law and how it applies to the war on terrorism. Gonzales announced his resignation last month and is stepping down officially on September 17th. Stay with Channel 3 Eyewitness News for continuing coverage of the Attorney General's visit.
Eyewitness News is everywhere in Connecticut tonight. In East Hartford, one woman under arrest because she became angry over her pedicure and what she did about that. Police say 19-year-old Sarah Daly was so upset over the nail polish that had been applied to her toes that she assaulted the worker at the nail salon. Police say the worker was trying to remove the nail polish when she was attacked. Police were called. Daly was charged with assault and breach of peace. A Norwich woman is under arrest in last week's shooting on Western Avenue, but not for the shooting itself. Police are still looking for the suspected gunman, 25-year-old Courtney Bryant. But they have now charged 22-year-old Linda McLaughlin with concealing evidence and giving false information to investigators. The victim, 27-year-old Eugene Jones, was in serious condition at last report.
Still ahead, all new on Channel 3 Eyewitness News at 5. Incredible voice that will now only be heard in recordings. Luciano Pavarotti has died at the age of 71. We will take you to Italy, where fans are already lining up to say goodbye.
And from that sad goodbye to a happy homecoming around here, we'll show you one reunion that ended with this local hero down on one knee.
Then all new at 5:30, a suspect in a robbery tracked down in someone's backyard pool. You'll meet the homeowner who had quite the surprise in her yard this morning.
Digging deeper to find the truth. Call the Channel 3 I-Team at 860-244-1780. Eyewitness News is everywhere.
Next, E.T. Shasha Gabor at home for new Vanity Fair interview and our countdown to Danny Lynn's first birthday. Next, E.T.
Tonight at 7:30 on Channel 3. Your home for Eyewitness News. Why does Connecticut wake up with Eyewitness News?
Scott Haney in the morning.
I am truly a fan of him because he is funny.
That's the channel we put on in the morning.
They're always very upbeat, positive, happy. It's a great way to start the day.
Eyewitness News, weekday mornings on Channel 3.
Superstar tenor Luciano Pavarotti died early this morning after a long fight with pancreatic cancer. Italian opera fans lined up as his remains were carried into a church in his hometown. As Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Karen Brown tells us, Pavarotti left an undeniable mark on the world of music.
His voice alone could send a shiver down your spine or bring a tear to your eye.
He seemed to really love life, and even when he got older, he was very full of life all the time, and I think he really said that in his performance.
But at 71, Luciano Pavarotti's voice has been silenced by cancer. In his hometown in northern Italy, fans have gathered to pay a final tribute.
It's hard to imagine opera without him.
Robert Tuggle keeps the archives at the Met. It was here that after an amazing 40-year career, Pavarotti bid farewell to opera in 2004.
In fact, Pavarotti's costumes still hang here in the archives of the Met. I mean, take a look at this one from when he starred as the Duke in Rigoletto. And the folks here remain awed at how the famous tenor could pack the house like nobody else.
Well, you would see an enormous audience, as many people as could get in the house legally. And you would hear this incredible sound. And it was a sound that was really gorgeous from top to bottom.
Pushing the boundaries of traditional opera, Pavarotti teamed up to make the three tenors and help make classical music mainstream.
He has been a wonderful friend, and it's a very sad moment for all of us.
And though Pavarotti may be gone, his voice will live on forever.
Karen Brown at Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
And the city of Boston said goodbye today to one of its heroic firefighters, 55-year-old Paul Cahill. He was one of the 2 firefighters who were killed in a blaze last week at a Chinese restaurant in West Roxbury. Governor Deval Patrick and Boston's mayor were present while the father of 3 and 14-year veterans of the force was buried. The second firefighter will be buried tomorrow.
Lutzker in the Pinpoint Traffic Center.
And looks like state police are dealing with an accident now heading up into Hartford. This is the northbound side of I-91. You can see the red, which is heavy stop and go from exit 27 up to exit 29. We're off to the shoulder. We have a 3-car accident that state police are now clearing up. And they're also en route to this collision southbound side of I-91 closer to exit 18. There was a northbound problem by 19, but looks like that is now clear. As you head along the northbound side of I-95, the delay, the red here, the heavy stop and go picks up out of West Haven around 42, takes you straight up to close to the Q Bridge, and then it begins to open up a little bit as you head over the Q Bridge. That's showing you the yellow here. The southbound side is green, and that's showing you everything is light out of Branford and East Haven. We'll take a check through Waterbury, show you no major problems along the east or westbound sides as you pass by the Route 8 interchange. Before you get behind the wheel, get online. Go to WFSB.com, click on traffic, and sign up for free Pinpoint email alerts to your computer and cell phone.
Well, summer's almost to a close, although it doesn't feel like it outside.
No, it doesn't.
We have time for another visit to our big, wide backyard barbecue set. I wonder where it is today.
Well, I think I know. Chief Meteorologist Bruce DePrest is firing up the grill in Waterbury tonight. Hi, Bruce.
We are in Waterbury, and you know what? A lot of kids are back in school. You know, the school year has begun, but the barbecue season is still here. Unfortunately, it's our last one for today, but Jenny Wright is the lucky one. We're going to say hello. Look how relaxed everybody is here today, which is a great thing. How are you, Jenny?
Good. How are you?
Good. How do you feel about winning the last barbecue of the season?
I'm so excited.
Well, we picked a nice day. It's nice and sunny and nice and comfortable here, and you got a terrific yard right here in Waterbury.
Thank you.
And who's responsible for your nice yard?
My husband, Sam.
Can I go talk to Sam for a second?
Sure, you can.
All right. First of all, Abner, if you could just take a look at this lawn right here. This lawn is as green as could be, and here we are in the middle of a dry spell. But Sam, you're kind of keeping the yard going here, aren't you?
Yes, and my whole secret is to keep my wife out of it.
Okay.
She don't cut, she don't water, she don't do nothing.
Well, what's your secret? You got, besides that?
There's no secret, just me. I'm good.
You got a sprinkler system, don't you?
Oh, that's right, too, yeah.
I knew you did. No, it looks terrific. All right, we're going to catch up with you a little bit later, but first of all, we're going to go take a look at some good cooking on the grill right now. Jeff, you ready? Yeah. All right, Jeff, now you're with the Big Y in what?
Naugatuck.
In Naugatuck,
yes.
And you're the meat manager there?
I am the meat manager, yes.
Tell me, what is the best steak that you could possibly put on the grill?
The best steak is our own natural ribeye steak. Well, actually, matter of fact, we're going to cook some of that a little later.
Oh, we're going to check that out, but right now we got what on the grill?
We got our Big Y hamburgers and hot dogs.
Okay.
And we're going to feature our pork chops after with the steaks.
All right. Well, we're going to check up with you in a little while, and right now we're going to do a little bit of weather.
All right. That's great.
All right. And the weather, as I said, is absolutely terrific. We got sunny skies here and a nice little breeze going on, so it feels great. Nobody's even breaking a sweat. Let's check out Channel 3's early morning pinpoint Doppler, and we got a clear radar screen, and we're looking at temperature now in Colchester or rather Southington. We're checking at 77 degrees. The humidity isn't too bad. We got a dew point of 59, going up to 61 occasionally, and we have temperatures now that are generally in the 70s. Look at 79 at Windsor Locks and 76 degrees in New Haven. That's why it feels so good. We're also watching that storm system out around Bermuda. Now, some of that moisture could work its way back toward the coast with time, and it may have an impact on our weather come late in the weekend and some point next week. In fact, that could develop into a tropical storm with time. Right now, just a few clouds coming down from the north. Otherwise, we have mainly clear skies. And checking out temperatures around the northeast, or early morning futurecast, where we show you tomorrow's weather today, you see that we have mainly clear skies for this evening. Overnight, we're going to have clear to partly cloudy skies, and we'll see temperatures fall back into the 60s in many locations. And during the day tomorrow, some morning fog and low clouds. Otherwise, hazy sunshine. There's the temperatures tonight. Not as cool as recent nights in the 60s, and highs tomorrow away from the coast, 84 85 to 90 degrees. 82 at the shoreline, though, and still in the upper 70s in New London. All right, here's your 7-day forecast. Saturday, maybe a late-day thunderstorm, otherwise hazy sunshine, humid, 85 to 90. Closer to 80 on Sunday with a chance for a couple of showers. And then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we're looking at a chance for showers each day. Not a washout, but we may eventually get some needed rainfall in here. And there's your shoreline highs for the next couple of days, including 82 tomorrow. So again, we're here in Waterbury at the Big Y Backyard Barbecue. This is the last one of the season. And coming up at 5:30, we're going to check in with the weather with Mark Dixon, and we're going to also check out those steaks. For now, back to you in the studio.
No swim tonight for Bruce, I guess. Huh? Still ahead on all Eyewitness News at 5. What a wake-up call today. A tanker plowing into a house this morning. Why did it happen, and how it could have been a lot worse.
And coming up all new at 5:30, recess banned. Why the principal of one school is making students forego play for more time with the books.
More stories from more places. Channel 3 Eyewitness News is everywhere.
We begin tonight with developing news on event
Following breaking news this morning from North Haven.
Much of downtown Meriden is without power.
Mobile newsrooms take you wherever news happens.
We have been in the Naugatuck River Valley.
Pinpoint News Tracker takes you to the scene.
Your town, your neighborhood, local and live.
In Hartford.
From Bristol. In Middlefield.
In Waterbury.
In New Haven.
In New London. Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Eyewitness News is everywhere.
Tonight, every night, Inside Edition, America's Essential News Magazine.
Tonight at 7 on Channel 3.
The best athletes, the best matchups. Friday Night Football coming at you this fall on Channel 3.
I'm running for President of the United States.
All right.
It's official. Actor and former Senator Fred Thompson is running for president. He announced it last night on The Tonight Show. At the very same time, other Republican presidential hopefuls are debating in New Hampshire. Thompson tested the waters for 6 months, but now says he is ready. Now, that senatorial scandal. Idaho Senator Larry Craig now says it's likely that he will surrender his seat within a few weeks. A spokesman for Craig says the senator is just focused on clearing his name. Craig announced his resignation after pleading guilty to criminal charges. He was arrested at the Minneapolis-St. Paul airport, accused of soliciting sex in a men's room.
Eyewitness News is everywhere across America tonight. In South Carolina, an out-of-control tanker truck barrels into a house. It happened this morning in Jonesville. The driver of the tanker had parked at a mini-mart and stepped away from his truck, and the tanker started rolling on its own right out of its parking spot and down into this house. One person inside the home was taken to the hospital. A lot of damage was done to the home, but it certainly could have been much worse because the tanker was hauling 8,000 gallons of fuel, and it didn't catch fire.
In California, a man who led police on a chase while in a camper is under arrest tonight. It all began when police stopped the man for an expired registration. Police chased him through the San Fernando Valley until his camper came to a stop near a home in Northridge. They surrounded the camper and took the suspect into custody.
Still ahead here, all new on Eyewitness News at 5.
A huge homecoming for 120 National Guardsmen right here in Windsor Locks. I'm Jessica Schneider. We'll tell you why one homecoming was especially exciting.
And all new tonight at 5:30.
A family in Vernon wakes up this morning. They find a guy lying near their pool. He was naked and he was wanted for a bank robbery. We'll tell you this bizarre story coming up.
National Guard members are back home tonight after a year-long deployment in Iraq. Soldiers from the 1048th Transportation Company of Stratford arrived before the sun rose. Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Jessica Schneider was there for a big surprise during this happy homecoming.
Private First Class Samuel Baines had just one mission when he arrived back home from his year-long mission to Iraq. He had the ring and he was ready to propose to his girlfriend Lisa.
I was completely surprised. I didn't know he was going to pull a stunt like this, but I am so beyond happy right now.
Mission accomplished. Their proposal was met with wild applause from all of Baines's friends and family, and even Governor Rell, who took the time to congratulate the newly engaged couple.
All the stress that, I've had accumulated over the years, it was just very, as soon as I saw him, there's everything, nothing else mattered. It was just, he's the love of my life.
The happy homecoming was celebrated by the dozens of people who stood here at 6 o'clock this morning as the Southwest Airlines plane taxied in and their beloved soldiers stepped out.
It's incredible.
Private First Class Daniel Roy spent the past year working with the 1048th Transportation Company, providing security for transports of food and supplies all over Iraq. Now he's safe and sound back with his family.
Just so proud of all of them, and you know, he didn't have to do this, but he chose to do it, and words can't explain how proud I am and just how happy I am.
And all of those National Guardsmen will undergo a briefing this weekend at Camp Rel, but after that they are free. They won't have to report back to work until January 2008. With the mobile newsroom in Windsor Locks, Jessica Schneider, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.